All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in again. My cat is hungry again because I'm recording at the same time. He's a sad guy because he's hungry. Anyway, let's do a little recap of the Shadowed Path and the story of Adir, son of Onar. So in episode 1, we established that Adir was on his way to the Blue Mountains because Balin, son of Fundin, has fallen under some strange shadow. I decided to start at High Pass with the character, and this little dotted line is our path. He came over High Pass, he visited Rivendell, and then went through the Trollshaws, but he stayed in Rivendell for 7 days to recoup because I ran into some things here that added to quite a bit to my fatigue. So I figured I'd rest to get rid of all of my fatigue, and then we headed out and we went through the Trollshaws, and there while hunting, Adir came across a troll that had frozen due to sun. And because it didn't get back to its hole in time, and it was littered with arrows, which were orc arrows, but they were like frozen in the stone troll. But it was clear that the troll had run away, was littered with orc arrows, and then was trying to crawl back to its hole before it died. And in its stone hand, it held a little amulet that Adir couldn't help but take. It is magical and it gives him a benefit, but it also is cursed. It belongs to someone, but I don't know who it belongs to yet. It belongs to someone. It's belonged. He continued on, and a little later, this is my arrow of which way we're going. Some days later, we came across a statue of a long-lost, northern king, and it was defaced with the carcass and mutilated carcass of a wolf's or a deer skin, which wasn't great. It's just thematic dread. And then, still later, a few days outside of Bree, he was finally attacked by wolves. Now, he was able to fight the wolves off, but and that was fine. But is there a but? I don't think there's a but. And that is where we are now. I did forget last time that he threw his spear at the wolves, but completely missed, and I said it fell into the forest. And I didn't mention that he would have gone and got it. I totally forgot about that. But I think it's safe to say that Adir, son of Onar, would certainly go and retrieve the thing. When I say the thing, I mean the spear, the short spear. So that's where we are now. Now, since we know Balin is being tormented by some shadow sickness, I think it's important that we actually give that issue the attention it deserves, even though I'm on the road and Adir hasn't gotten there. And part of that means sicknesses, if they're not treated, they get worse typically, especially one that is some type of dark, shadowy corruption, right? So I'm going to say for every 10 days, I'm going to roll I like this mechanic called Chaos Dice. I don't know if anybody else uses this, but Chaos Dice work with, you start with a dice pool of D6s, and you say, when all the dice pool are gone, something happens. And so I'm going to say, when I roll the dice pool, if there's any that are 1, that come up as 1, the value 1, they are removed from the dice pool, and I have one less in the dice pool, right, for the next time. So for every 10, let's say every 5 days, I think is actually more fair. For every 5 days, I'm going to roll the dice pool, and once they're out, I'm going to mark it as a complication, which means once I get to Balin, he can't die because he's alive to go try to retake Moria, right? So we're going to say he can't die. We know he won't die. But there's like something is worse. It's made it worse. So we took 2 days to get, or 3 days to get from High Pass to Rivendell, and then spent another 7 days there. So that's 2 rolls. So let's see here. The first roll, I got 1-1. So now I'm down to 3 dice in the dice pool. And I got no ones in the second one. So that's cool. And then let's see how many days it took to get to Bree. We took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I have to roll 3 more times. Nope, no ones. 1 more on Wellington. My cat just tried to... Oh no, my cat just knocked off my book by trying to sort of nuzzle it with his face. Alright, 1 more 1 and 1 more roll. No, I'm good. So I have 2 dice left in the dice pool. But yeah, not great. So that's that. I need to mark this. The Balin's Rising Shadow dice pool. Let's see here. Balin's Rising. All right. Now that we know how we got here, we've done the rolls for Balin's sort of shadow sickness. Now Adir, son of Onar, is just getting to Bree. I think this calls for some rolls on not the ill-favored, maybe a question, like, what is the situation in Bree? Like, there's an event happening. Something is happening, and what is that thing, right? I think the best thing to do is to roll on the, the telling tables, lore tables, here. So we do. So the first one for action, so I'm going to write down real quick. What is happening in Bree. So for the action, 1 and 6. Ugh. Capture. Action. Capture. And then for aspect, oh geez, okay. I have Sarin, number 3, deceptive. Capture. Deceptive. And focus is the last one. 3. And what's that? Focus. And that's 3 as well. Folk. Capture deceptive folk. Sounds like it's not a reach to figure out what that means, I suppose. I do want to think it over real quick. before I really get to it. All right. I took quite a few minutes away just thinking through capture deceptive folk and like the stories of Middle Earth of like what could that mean? Because the obvious thing is like Southerners are coming up the Greenway and making trouble, right? And maybe they're stealing things, or maybe they're sort of scamming people. But I thought for a while, and this is what I came up with. As Adir comes to the gate of Bree, the gate is, the walls are wood and tall, and Bree is on the hill of Bree Hill. Ooh, I think I have actually a map for this. Let's take a look. I think I have a map of Bree. One sec. Haha! I found it, and then my maps crashed because D&D Beyond's map system is in alpha, and it doesn't always work, and then I messed around with it, and now I'm back. Thanks for sticking with me. So here we go. We come up to, Adir approaches Bree Hill. Here's the hills. Old Town, New Town. This is a great map. I think this is a fan-made map. I'm not exactly sure who made it, but it's really good. And we'll say that it's like mid-morning, right? 10:30 or so. And I don't think the guards would be too suspicious. They see dwarves come through here all the time. Bree is very used to dwarves traveling this way. They maybe the Bree Wardens ask him what his business is, but I think Adir responds with, "I am going to visit my kin in the Blue Mountains. It has been long since I've checked up on family, extended family." And they don't ask too much about it. So he goes into Bree. Bree's quite larger. So there's the prancing pony clearly right there, which makes sense. That's awesome. Old Town, New Town, Quarry, Staddle. Archet, Chetwood, and Combe. Yeah, cool. Sorry, I was just admiring the map. And so, weary from his travels, I think it's obvious that what he would do is go straight to the prancing pony. As he goes, there are people out. There's like maybe a market on the green. There's people going to it with groceries or grocery baskets, like woven baskets to take away their groceries in. Perhaps like farmers and whatnot. I haven't been tracking the exact day each day is that I've traveled, but we're gonna say it's maybe a market day of some sort, and so there's quite a few people out and about, people visiting even from Staddle, Combe, and Archet perhaps, and yeah, he's gonna go to the prancing pony and meet not Barlaman. Barlaman's not necessarily alive yet, but it would be, one sec. It's Barnabas Butterbur. I think maybe Barlaman's father or grandfather. And we'll say Barnabas. I wonder if it has something about Barnabas in here. I think it does, actually. Let's see. Barnabas Butterbur. For the proprietor of the prancing pony, running a clean and welcome house is a matter of family pride. Barnabas this dedicates himself to keeping his establishment in order, taking only the briefest of reprieves in his quarters on the pony's top floor. While some locals see him as absent-minded or even befuddled, the truth is that Barnabas is both keen and perceptive. He also possesses the uncommon wisdom of knowing when to remain silent, as well as being a sharp judge of character. To most of the people who visit the pony regularly, he is known as an affable host and a fine brewer of ales. Barnabas Butterbur, occupation innkeeper, traits patient and rustic. So I imagine Adir, son of Onar, he goes into the prancing pony, somewhere where I think he's probably stayed before. I don't think he knows Barnabas and the Butterburs well, or even so well that Barnabas would actually know him by sight, but rather that he just knows the place, and that's why he goes there to stay. And Barnabas greets him. It's the morning, so maybe there are like some patrons who have maybe had a late start, who are still having like a second breakfast or something like that. And Barnabas is like, "Oh, good, dwarf lord. What can I help you with? It is always good to serve the dwarf folk from hither or yonder. From whither did you come? From whither did you come? No, whither are you going? From hither did you come, and whither are you going?" And Adir clears his throat, and I think Adir probably looks not worse for wear, but definitely very exhausted. He's been on the road for over a dozen days. He's been attacked by wolves. He's seen some weird, sort of disturbing things. The amulet he got, whispered, sort of gave him this funky feeling when he took it and put it on. But it looked so nice. And I think Adir will... it has been a long road from Rivendell. And I think Barnabas would raise his eyebrows and goes, visiting the orcs then, were you? Or visiting the elves, sorry, were you? My, dwarves and elves. Yeah, strange times, but I suppose it's not to be completely unexpected. You folk all sort of have a understanding, don't you? What with the Lonely Mountain out west, and we always see dwarves coming this way and that, and more elves too. Now that I think of it, more elves than when I was a lad. Anyway, what can I get you? Adir sighs and goes, "Hey, a room would be good, and also a hot bath, steaming with water would be preferable, and perhaps some food." And his stomach grumbles at the same time. And Barnabas nods. "Oh yeah, lots of room. We always have some, especially this time of day. You're quite early. We've already had some people leave, and, well, I suppose you'll take the spot." He bustles off to, and he calls for, I don't know, maybe he has a hobbit helper, just like Barnabas does. Maybe his name's Gob instead of Knob. He goes, "Oi, Gob, take the horse, if he has a horse." Adir nods. "Yes, I tied my steed out in the parking area." Do they have parking areas for horses? They probably did. Like a little place to tie them, sort of like a bike rack. Gob, a little hobbit, Bree Hobbit bustles out and goes to take the horse away. Again, I haven't named the horse. The horse, Adir's horse doesn't have a name. I'm waiting for someone to comment on one of my videos to name it. So if you'd like to name the horse, the first person, well, I don't know. I want it to be appropriate. So yeah, give me, what should the horse's name be? I'm not sure. So Gob goes to stable the horse, and Adir is finally shown to his room and given a meal and a bath. Adir hands over some gold or some coins to pay for lodging and food and the bath. And Barnabas, he hears things, as we read. He hears things and he talks, and he goes, I know that's it. There's Harvest Fest. Harvest Fest is going on, and that's why there's like this big market on the green. He goes, it all seem bright and sunny out right now, I must say, but best stay in once darkness falls, Master Dwarf. We've come to a spot of bother when it comes to, well, I not bother you with the details. You, I'm sure, have your own business, don't you? But once darkness falls, I dare say you should stay in. And Adir looks at him and gives him a sharp eye. Let's see here. He goes, what? Travel insight, scan, riddle, explore. It's not really like a oh, there is a persuade. It's right there, right in front of me. But I don't need to. Persuade per se. Adir says of what difficulty is the Bree Hill and Bree folk having if to not go out at night is strange tidings, especially within the walls. And Barnabas sort of flutters his hand around his head like, oh, it's nothing. I'm not to bother you. It's, well, just strange things have happened lately. Some strange lights at night, like the lanterns that the wardens lit, but in places they shouldn't be. Adir sort of cocks his head like, dare say more, if you have the time. He goes, well, I can't. I haven't seen them right myself, but with, some have heard, seen. Certainly, some have seen the lantern lights, or the lights themselves, are drifting up and away, drifting up to the north, towards towards the Chetwood. It's mighty strange, I dare say. Yeah. So I wouldn't go there. Wouldn't go outside. It's coming from all over Bree Hill. Each night, all the lights just get sort of taken away from the lanterns, and then the whole darn city is just sitting in darkness. It's right strange. Anyway, a couple people gone missing too. Should have said that first, I suppose. That's the real worry. Lights going missing, flying off like they're birds in the night. That's one thing. But people going missing, that's quite another. It's quite strange. And Adir raises an eyebrow and he goes, people going missing. And lights just fly out of the shutters and off towards the Chetwood. Ah, yeah, towards the Chetwood. People, not here, not in Bree, but people from Combe, people from Chet gone missing. We've been hearing it. It lasted about a month or so. Adir gives him a piercing look and he goes, "Ha, aye, it's right odd." And Barnabas bids him farewell and leaves. Now, I already think I know what this is. I know, like the player, but no one else does. What? So the question would be, I don't really think. Oh, yeah. I don't really think. I don't think Adir would really be keen to solve Bree's problems if Balin is ill. I think he knows that this is he needs to get to Balin, and he's not as interested in helping Barnabas, Butterbur, and the Breelanders, but he is curious. I'm gonna just write this down real quick. So, seeing as Adir is not particularly interested in sticking around to help them, well, shoot, he needs to take time here though. Anyway, he's gonna spend at least probably 3, 4 to 5 nights here. You only get rid of 1 fatigue a day. I've got 8 fatigue. He's got 8 fatigue right now. So I think on the first night he'll go out when it starts to get dark. He watches the Bree Wardens light the lamps, and he can hear them grumbling, sort of like, hopefully they keep put this time, and they won't just fly away. And then we'll roll a dice. Do the lights sort of just drift off and fly away? We're going to say it's likely. So 4 or greater. That's an Eye of Sauron. So I suppose that's always no with an extreme result or twist. Ooh, I know. Let's go up to the ill fortune thing. Always no with an extreme result or twist. Here we go. Ill fortune. A Gandalf rune. An ally becomes a hindrance or a liability. Oh, God. I know exactly what happens already. An ally becomes a hindrance or a liability. So that first night, they don't go away. So I gotta think this out. I think I got it. Thought about it. And I think this is what happens. That night, the lights, the fires, the little flames remain in the lanterns that the Bree Wardens light. And everyone's sort of surprised. It's been happening quite a lot. And then along, let's see the map again. Along the road. Maybe how does the road go? I'm not really sure. From our chat. Oh, great. All right, everyone is pleased and sort of confused, but then, and it also, there's a lot of relief going around. People are gathering at the Prancing Pony and telling stories and sort of like odd odd things happen, and there's no reason to get too upset about them. Like, you have to just sort of move on. And as Adir is sort of listening in on the locals who are come there to the Prancing Pony for a drink and whatnot, a Bree Warden or a couple of Bree Wardens come in, and they say that the missing people from Combe and Archet say, let's see how many. Oh gosh, 9 in total. Oh, 9. That's ominous. Or it could be. But the 9 haven't really awakened yet, so I don't think that doesn't hold. 9 in total have come to the South Gate. And no one knows where they've been, but they all seem strange. They all seem odd, like something's happened to them. Like they're not really there. And at this, all the people in the Prancing Pony are shocked. Like they want to know everything. But they can't. I think the Bree Warden sort of take these people in and to question them. And let's see. I think we need to do another sort of aspect or a lore table roll. Let's see here, because I'm not sure what these people would want. What do they want? Ooh. All right. So my question for these people who have come out of they've just arrived at the gate. They don't have any lanterns, they don't have any traveling gear, and they're just there together. They're all together, even though, as far as anybody in Bree knows, they don't know each other. And my question for them is, what mission are these people on? So they want something, or they're in Bree to do something. And so I'm gonna roll, as you can see, what mission does my patron have for me is a similar question. So the first one is action. Let's see. 4-2. I think this is gonna be 4 here. Yeah, 4-2. Find. And aspect. 4-6. Ghastly. Huh. And focus. 9-1. Story. Story. Find ghastly story. Thinking moment. Okay. This is the tough one. I think I just don't personally think Adir would feel like this is really any of his business, but on the other hand, he is worried about the growing shadow. But the Bree Wardens who have come to the Prancing Pony keep saying that this group of people are asking for, all they want is to speak with a man or speak to a man named Arlath Green Thumb. They want to speak to a man and Adir asks, well, who is this Arlath Green Thumb? And a couple of the other patrons at the Prancing Pony sort of shake their head and go, he's a farmer. He's a farmer just near the North Gate. And Adir says, why not find this Arlath, this Green Thumb, and fulfill their wishes? Perhaps then they will go away. And the Bree Wardens go, the people aren't right. There's something wrong with them. It's as if they're, like, the way they speak, it's like they all speak sort of as one. Like, one of them starts the sentence and the other finishes, but I don't know what's going on. Oh, maybe Arlath's farm is like up here somewhere. And Adir shakes his head and says, well, I deliver messages. That's what I do. I'll go fetch this Arlath Green Thumb, if ever there is such a man. And just, what does this, where does he live? I think there's somebody probably at the Prancing Pony that can tell Adir where Arlath lives. And so Arlath, before leaving, I think Adir asks if I am to bring Arlath Green Thumb's where would I go with him? And the Bree Wardens are like, well, we have all 9 of these folk at the Reeves Hall. It's sort of the only place we have for them. And Adair nods, and Frankie, my dog's whining for some reason. You okay? And he sets out. I think Arlath's Green Thumb, his farm is up on one of the hills in the north, and maybe there's a red barn with a yellow roof and a small cottage with a red roof. And that's how Adair is supposed to find him. So he goes up here and starts sort of looking around. Even in the night, he's got a torch, and he is going down these sort of darkened lanes up these hills, looking for Arlath's house. So I think this could be an explore roll, just to see how quickly I'm able to find it. If I fail, I still think I find it, but maybe it's like, or maybe like I just like it's too late or something. I think I'd still find it. It'd just be like one of those things where it's just too late for Arlath to agree to come down. So here we go. Let's see. I need a 14 or better. Well, that's pretty good. That is 14. That's exactly 14. Because I got a success with 10, 14, and a Tangwar. So, let's see. Alright, since I rolled a Tangwar, I also get a skill special success table. I'm going to gain insight. So I think sort of like as Adair comes up the lane to Arlath Green Thumb's farm, he sees a light, like a torch, another torch. That's not inside. It's not like a lantern. It's like a proper torch, and it's stuck. It's not moving at all. And he can hear as he comes up the hill, like some grunting and like wheezing, and the sound of like someone digging. And Adair will sort of scoot around. Like, I imagine that there's this lane that goes up this hill, there's a barn here, and there's like a cottage here, and there's like fields on either side. Yeah, I'm not very good at. Okay, so here, maybe I draw it actually, because they just implemented this draw thing. I think it's actually not so good yet. It's, alpha. So it's like up the hill and then house here. Oh, wow. It's super laggy. Oh, wow. Okay, this isn't going to work. At all. Wow, okay. There we go. So the house is on the right, or the barn is on the right. There's fields on the right and the left, and then there's a house in front. And Adair is gonna walk up, and he hears this sound, and he goes around to the back of the house, and he sees a man digging sort of like out behind, like a little ways out behind the house, perhaps like, say, like 20 or 30 paces. I'd say the man is engrossed with what he's doing. And so I think Adir would like poke his head out around without like bringing his own torch into sight. And he pokes his head around and he sees this torch that's stuck into the ground. It's like got a long stem and almost like a tiki torch, but not. And this man digging something. And Adir puts down, he gets this like creeping feeling. He's going to put down his torch and he's going to try to sneak up on this guy. I think my stealth is quite bad. Yes, it is. I do, however, have an elven cloak. And I think that elven cloak counts for something, so I at least have 1 dice. I could use a point of hope, but I'm not going to. Alright, so I've got 1 die, and I need 14 better. That's not great. Oh my gosh, I did it. I got a 10 and a 6. So I get the Tangwar again. So I'm able to sneak out. That elven cloak is killing it for me. Heck yeah. Oop. Let's see. Let's take a look. Go quietly. You achieve your goal noiselessly or without otherwise attracting attention. I'm already doing that. You make haste. Widen influence. Build an advantage. Cancel a failure. Gain insight. Yeah. Gain more insight, perhaps? Maybe? I'm gonna think. 1 sec. Okay. I did some soul searching. Not actually, but I went back and I checked my notes about what the mission was of the people who came to Bree, who had disappeared, right? And these people find Ghastly's story. And so I'm gonna say, as I approach, I can gain insight, and I get like Arlath's back is to me. And he's digging and he's panting. He's like quite maybe he's not digging, he's actually filling in. I think we can all see where this is going. He's filling in a hole. And as Adir comes up behind him so quietly, Adir is able to get a glimpse inside the hole, just like slightly behind him, but like still like seen down in there, and he can see a body for sure. Sure, there's murderers in Middle Earth, right? What does Adir do now? Oh, I think he takes a couple steps back, quietly, completely silently. And he clears his throat. Pardon me, good sir. And Arlath spins about. What? I didn't hear you. I'm terribly sorry. Who are you? What are you doing here? Hi. My apologies, sir. My name is Adir, son of Onar. At your service. I have been sent by the Bree Wardens, for there are some people who have come and that are begging an audience with you. And I think it's clear that this guy is so against that idea. As soon... dear, I shouldn't have said that. As soon as he says Bree Wardens, this guy is like so jumpy. The Bree Wardens. What would they want with me? I imagine this man sort of tall and lanky, sinewy. What would they want with me? And he like glances sort of down at the ground, and Adir's eyes follow him, and there's like maybe like a pocket watch on the ground, and like a couple rings, like jewelry. Like he's taken people's fucking jewelry and stuff. And Adir goes, surely I do not know. It is no trouble of mine and no interest of mine to know why these things are happening. I just thought that I would help the Bree Wardens as they came. Some of them came to the Prancing Pony the night and asked me to assist them, just to fetch you, as the people. Well, they are the people who have gone missing. And at this, I think Arlath pales. He just in the firelight, everything's sort of golden, but this guy just like any blood that was in his face just drains. And he goes, missing people? I don't understand. I heard about the people from Combe and from Archet, and this is strange. And with the fires, the lanterns fluttering away, it seemed like perhaps there was in the Chetwood something strange happening, as perhaps they were venturing in and whatnot. And Adir says, as to that, I have no idea. But here we go. He says, you have it on my honor that there is nothing to fear. It is only a trifle that they seek your audience. And they seek just an interested conversation. There is nothing to fear from people who have been blessedly returned to us. Alright, I think that calls for a roll, probably persuade, which sucks because my persuade is really trash. Nah, it couldn't be courtesy. Courtesy maybe could have made my persuade better if I had rolled that, but alright, persuade it is. I just gotta roll a Gandalf rune. Here we go. 1 in 12 chance. No, I rolled a 5. Not gonna cut it. The Arlath goes, well, I must say it's quite late. I think this could certainly wait until morning. Adir just nods. He goes, of course. I did not mean to intrude. And Arlath says, it says also it's I'm sort of in the middle of tending to some of my plot, and Adir will raise an eyebrow, and he goes, look, sir, you have a secret. And now I know it. And I think Adir pulls his hood back and sort of like makes sure that this guy, Arlath, sees the axes on his belt and goes, I am going back to the Prancing Pony, and you could come with me. But don't try to stop me. And Arlath raises his hands and lets the shovel he's using fall to the ground. He goes, I am not going with you. And Adir says, if you're not going with me, you know what's going to happen in the morning, or even this very night. And Arlath shakes his head and goes, I'm not going with you. You can't make me. And he's going to try to run away. He tries to sprint up the hill away from Adir. Let's see. Adir, I think this is athletics to catch him, and then probably another to grab him. Let's see if I can catch him real quick. A murderer. Athletics, I only get one. Oh, shit. Athletics to catch him, and then brawling to pin him. Okay. So I need to get 12 or more. 8. Oh my god. Oh, whoops. I rolled the wrong dice. Darn it. I rolled both of my feat die rather than a feat die and a success die. So if you haven't played this game, the feat die is like your default roll. This is like your D20. It's actually a D12. It's basically a D12 system. So this is the main die. If you roll a skill check, you roll a D12. Now this D12 is a little different because it's got it's got 12 sides, but it's only got numbers 1 through 10. And then 11 is replaced with the Gandalf rune, which is an automatic success no matter what. And the 12 is replaced with the Eye of Sauron rune, which is an automatic failure. Or no, it just counts as 0. You can still, if you have. And then for every pip that I have in a skill, I get one D6, which is known as a success dice. So feat die, success die. And success die basically just give you more chances to, or a better chance to succeed on whatever you're doing. All right, so let's athletics to try to catch this guy. 9, 12, no, 13. I got 13. Yeah, so he tries to sprint away, up the hill and away, and Adir is too quick for him somehow. Maybe the man's so distraught and scared that he's just wobbly and he sort of stumbles, and Adir catches him and just tackles him, and now is going to try to pin him. So that would be brawling. So I get 2 because brawling is an average between your 2 fighting skills. So I have 2 in axes and 2 in spears, which means I have 2 in brawling. I'm going to say this guy has no defense or no parry. But I don't think I succeeded. It's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I didn't. Shoot. I didn't succeed. So the man, I think, is going to strike back. He's just going to have a brawling of 1 pip. He's a farmer. He probably shouldn't have any brawling, but we're just going to say he does. And he's going to actually try to hurt let's see, does he have a weapon? That's a question. Let's ask the oracle. Does he have a weapon? I don't think he does. I don't think he was expecting to be confronted like this in the night, like or relative night. So, does he have a weapon? Doubtful. 8 or greater. That's a 3. He doesn't have a weapon. So here's a brawling roll. That's not gonna hit. He got a 6 overall. So he tries to sort of swing or push a deer off. Now let me see what useful items. A fine bedroll for travel. Oh, I forgot I had that. It wasn't a dwarven flute for song, an elven cloak for stealth. Horse to vigor. Bottle of Miravor for Balin from Elrond. Amulet, cursed, owned. Insight 2 plus 2, which is really good. But, okay, well, I guess I just need to keep brawling him to try to, try to get this guy. So my brawling, I gotta try to get this guy, I don't have anything to tie him up with, unfortunately. So maybe I just need to beat him up enough so he'll come with me. I think maybe this is just to restrain him enough so that I can move him in the ways that I need to get him. So let's see. That's gonna do it. 6, 10, 12, just enough. But I did get a Tangwar, so I did succeed. I got 12, which is what I was aiming for with here. And I got Tangwar. And so let's see, what does that mean again? We can do these, but then there's others that we could spend it on. Widen influence, build advantage, make haste, go quietly. You gain additional insight, information. Now, I think maybe widen influence. We'll say that in this situation, since it's a fight, I could break his wrist, right? And just I get this is a grapple. He's trying to push me off, and eventually hits Adir in the face, and then Adir gets hold of his wrist and just breaks it. And Arleth just gives out a scream. My wrist, you broke it. And Adir goes, shh. If you keep yelling like that, other people will come. And then what? Then what will they do when they know what you've done? And sort of gripping Arlath's wrist, Adir is going to lead him back through town and back all the way to the Reeves. He goes all the way back through town with this guy. This guy's moaning and groaning, being like, you broke my wrist, you broke my wrist. And Adir has a few words for him, and they come to they come down this road here between through here. I think there's a little path, and there's a bunch of people. I can imagine people smoking cigarettes, rolled cigarettes or pipes outside the prancing pony as they come through, and they're all talking very, very animatedly, very, very animatedly about something. And as Arlath and is led along with Adir, someone goes, "Oh, here comes that dwarf. He's got him. He's got Arlath. That's interesting. What's wrong? What's wrong, Arlath? Arlath is like cradling his arm, and Adir is gripping him in a way that makes it so he can't run away. And Arlath just shakes his head, and he goes, and some of the people, one bloke is like, "You won't believe what happened! All those people, the people that came in through the south gates, what we're missing, they just probably, 10, 15 minutes ago, just vanished. Just poof. There's a little sparking, like the fires. And they just went up in smoke. Strangest thing. Adir nods and goes, very strange. There are many powers in this world, and it seems this one, whatever those people were and whatever they were doing, and whatever power helped them discover their killer, helped them tell us who their killer was. It was a good deed, a strong deed. And all the people sort of look at each other like, their killer? What are you talking about? And Adir pushes Arlath forward, and they go, "No, Arlath, he's telling the truth. You killed people. Arlath doesn't answer, and Adir pushes him forward until they get to the Reeves Hall, and he hands them. At first, Arlath sort of makes a meal of it. He sees some of the Bree Warden. He goes, "Oh, thank goodness! Thank goodness! This dwarf, he attacked me! He attacked me at my own farm. I was out in the back, and he just attacked me." And Adir sort of squeezes his wrist. And he goes, "Ah! Ah!" And Adir says, "This man, I believe, has killed many of the people who were missing, if not all of them. You will find a partially covered grave behind his house, some 30 paces away, up on the hill, between here and Newtown. That's what those people came for. It's why they returned. To finally show us what we needed to see so that justice could be done." And the Bree Wardens are skeptical, but certainly sort of like interested, and some of them take Arlath and give him like splint his wrist and stuff, while others go with Adir all the way back up to Arlath's farm, where Arlath shows them the grave that Arlath was filling in, and they discover other places where all 9 of the people who had gone missing were. Wow. Capture deceptive folk and find a ghastly story. That ended up being a pretty interesting little side quest. Very side questy. And cool. That's the end of the day and night. So I think it's quite late. So Adir, weary from travel, and I mean, at least he's washed and fed, but he goes back to the prancing pony, and as word gets out, everybody wants to buy Adir drinks. Adir is the talk of the town. He caught a murderer, and ghosts came to town to tell people who killed them, like how that happened, no one really understands or knows. There's many things that are unexplainable in Middle Earth, but they all do know that Adir not only went to fetch the person who he did not know was a killer at the time, but also apprehended him and brought him back to the to the to the Bree Wardens. And now, people, like some runners, even though it's late, runners to have been sent to Combe and Archet to notify the wardens there that this is what happened and whatnot. And so finally, Adir, after having a few tankards or a few pints of ale, finally gets to bed. And maybe that's where I get to bed too, because all of a sudden I'm yawning. And that, I think, is where we're going to end our session. I think that's like sort of perfect. Like, I've come to town, I've done something, and now he's going to leave next session, I'd say. This is a great map. I love it. It's super cool. So, yeah, that's very fun. He goes to sleep, and I get to heal to 28. There we go. Ta-dun! Load, and then we'll deal with this later because we'll calculate how many days he's actually going to stay in Bree. And yeah, pretty cool. All right, good session. That's where we're going to end it. Today I did pick up, I late pledged for Moria, which I'm super excited about. Moria, Through the Doors of Durin. I think I'm probably going to try to start a campaign of that once it's out. I do have I have a D&D campaign, a couple D&D campaigns going right now. One is sporadic, and we do like once a month, if that. The other is bi-weekly. So I do want to, stick with those. But eventually I am going to be looking to run a campaign of Through the Doors of Durin, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. I really like this system. Really, I think one of the things that I love about it is the more I play the solo rules, the better I'm getting at interpreting, things for if I DM or lore master or whatever you want to call it. I feel like I have a better grasp of the rules, and I'm remembering the rules in a lot better ways, which is quite nice. But I've heard that you can play through the tales. I also added on Tales from the Lone Lands since I was I forgot that I had done that. I added on Tales from the Lone Lands because I figured I want it. That's pretty much it. So I got Tales from the Lone Lands as well, and they sent me the PDF today. But I might start there. I'd love to run these as a full campaign. It sounds like a good number of adventures. 6 adventures is probably plenty for a decent campaign. But yeah, we'll see. Right now I'm just really enjoying the solo play. I think it offers a lot. So yeah. If you have any questions or whatever, please let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or follow me, or subscribe, whatever it's called. Anything you can do to make this my channel more visible. I know I'm very sort of sporadic, and I also know that I'm not very professional. That's not my goal here. My goal is just to have fun and tell a story. And like I've said before, this is the only way I've been able to really engage with solo role playing is when I know that I'm speaking to at least someone. Maybe someone, I don't know. No one really watches these. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Please hit the like or subscribe buttons. Cheers.